Dear children, syllabus of class 5th Maths is viewed by so many viewers, while syllabus of Maths for class 6th, 7th, 8th is viewed by very less number of viewers. When I gave a little thought to it, I found that syllabus for class 5th Maths contains the contents of each chapter, while syllabuses for class 6, 7, 8 does not contain the contents of a particular chapter. Therefore, here I am again giving you a detailed syllabus for class 6th Maths which contains the contents of each chapter, and let's go through it. Children's syllabus for class 6 Maths contains first chapter knowing our numbers. It contains comparing numbers, use of commas, national and international system of numbers. It also has large numbers in practice and using brackets. Children, chapter 2 is whole numbers, and it contains the introduction of whole numbers, the number line, addition and subtraction on number line, properties of whole numbers, multiplication and division of whole numbers. Now chapter 3 is playing with numbers. It contains factors and multiples, test for divisibility of numbers, mode divisibility rules, and prime factorization, and it also contains highest common factors SCF, lowest common multiple LCM, problems related on SCF and LCM. Now comes chapter 4. It is basic geometrical ideas. It contains point, line segments, rays, intersecting lines, parallel lines, curves and polygons. It also contains diagonals, vertices, angles, quadrilaterals, and circles and its parts. Children, chapter 5 is understanding geometrical shapes. It contains measuring of lines, measuring of angles, measuring of line segments, measuring of angles and its types, and it also contains perpendicular lines and classification of triangles. Children, chapter 6 is integers. It also contains its introduction and predecessor and successor numbers, representation of integers on number line, addition and subtraction on number line. Now children, chapter 7 is fractions. It also contains its introduction, fraction on number line, proper and improper fractions, comparing and addition and subtraction of fractions. Children, chapter 8 is decimals. It contains its introduction. It also shows you the 10th and 100th part of a decimal, comparing using addition and subtraction of decimals. Children, chapter 9 contains data handling. It contains its introduction, recording and organizing data, pictograph, bar graph, their drawings and their interpretations. Chapter 10 contains mensuration. It contains its introduction and problems related with perimeter and area. Now comes chapter 11. It is algebra. It also contains the introduction of algebra. It shows matchstick patterns. It has idea, example, and use of variables in common rules. It also has expression and using with the variable practically. and it also contains the knowledge of equations and their solutions. Now comes chapter 12. It is ratio and proportions. Children, it has its introduction of ratio, proportion, and it also contains the unitary method. Now comes chapter 13. It is symmetry. It also has its introduction, and making of symmetrical figures is also involved in this chapter. It also has figures with two lines of symmetry and multi lines of symmetry. It also has reflection and symmetry. Now comes chapter 14. Chapter 14, boys, it is practical geometry. It also contains its introduction, the circles, a line segment, and perpendicular lines and angles. That is the whole syllabus related with class 6 maths. Thanks for watching.